It concluded that the structure of the police system needed to be reformed. While they had found no evidence of corruption, Dutroux had profited from their incompetence.
To me, the crucial sentence in the final report of the Parliamentary Commission was: there are so many errors, so many mistakes during this investigation that it can't be explained only by mistake. There must be more.
The court case finally got underway in 2004, 8 years after Dutroux's capture, in the new Palais de Justice at Arlon. 500 witnesses were called to testify. Dutroux, the most hated man in Belgium, along with Michel Martin and Michel Lelièvre, was present in court, protected behind bulletproof glass. The victims Sabine and Laetitia were also present to testify against them.
I can assure you that all of these people have frightening personalities. Laetitia was afraid of the way they looked at her. She was afraid of their mocking attitudes. They often taunted us in a sadistic way, by looking the victims in the eye, by looking at us, by threatening us.
For 4 months, the court was drip-fed with the horror of what had happened to the girls and the confusion of the case. Dutroux maintained that he was merely part of a bigger paedophile network and denied the kidnap and murder of Julie and Melissa. As the basement cell had been the center of the tragedy, it also became the focus of the case. The court heard that Julie and Melissa had been alive in the cell at the time that René Michaud had searched the house. With Dutroux in custody for car theft, they had been left for 4 months with no electricity or heating. Michel Martin, visiting the house to feed her dogs, claimed that she'd been too afraid to go into the cell, so she'd pushed bags of food through the cell door. Julie and Melissa, unable to reach it, had starved to death.
We had to go see the dungeon, so we all went to see the dungeon. It's absurd to understand how human beings could live in there. It's despicable. The feeling I had and the image I have of this dungeon, I think one of the most moving moments was when I saw one of the parents, Julie's father, Jean-Denis Lejeune, and Laetitia, arm in arm in this dungeon, crying because they had seen a little inscription that one of the young victims had made, using her nails. She still had something to say before she died. And to see the looks on their faces, Jean-Denis Lejeune and Laetitia, in that dungeon, it's clear that all you could do was cry.
After 4 months, Dutroux was found guilty of the kidnap and rape of the 6 girls and the murder of Anne and Effia. He received life imprisonment. Michel Martin received 30 years and Lelièvre 25 years. But the trial had raised more questions than it had answered. 30 witnesses had died in mysterious circumstances in the run-up to the trial. DNA tests and hair samples had gone missing or hadn't been performed. Operation Othello, conspiracy theories and paedophile networks had been swept aside in order to stick fast to the theory that Dutroux was an isolated predator.
The biggest tragedy is that when Dutroux was arrested and we found out how much went wrong in the past, we had all these politicians saying we're going to improve things, this never can happen again. And we ended with a trial with 50% of the questions unanswered. I can make just a remark that these questions are unanswered, but if I would be one of these parents, I don't know how to continue my life.
2005 marked the 10th anniversary of the girl's disappearance. And Belgium has not forgotten.
I'm not afraid that we will forget Dutroux. I don't think so. I am afraid that they forget that Dutroux was not alone. I am afraid that people will forget that there was also Martin. Martin was a teacher. But she didn't give little children something to eat, to survive. No, she didn't. I'm sure that no one will forget Dutroux. But I'm frightened that they will forget that it's more than Dutroux. That there were more persons, that there is Michel Lièvre, that there is Martin, and perhaps others. Perhaps others. Perhaps.
Following the ambulance services, fire crews, doctors and nurses as they race to save lives. Steve Scott's here with Night Watch, next tonight on ITV1.